and welcome to the monthly Manga Dorf-scussion, possibly
Welcome
the
to the
last...
Weeb Club.
Oh. I mean, yeah. Um,
Basically.
that podcast is dead, and this podcast is about to be dead. Um, we were supposed to do an episode last month to finish off Phoenix, but no one who did the reading could, make it, and so we postponed it to never.
That's very sad.
And even now, we're doing Your Lie in April, and here it is, just me and what? No one else who read it is here.
Basically, the
Um,
Weeb Club.
yeah. So yeah, this is probably going to be the last episode of the Dorf-scussion because trying to get it together is like herding cats. It's just not happening. Just not
This is
happening.
very sad.
All right. So yeah, we read Your Lie in April. Which is a series I have a bit of a history with.
Ultimately, my disappointment in Your Lie in April is pretty immense.
Yeah, I bet.
Considering my first video was on this series, and another one I made a year or so later. You rewatched those videos. How did you feel?
Well, they were bad.
Oh no. Yeah, it turns out I might have been wrong about some things. Except Tsubaki. Tsubaki is still shit.
No, Tsubaki sucks. The way they handled her is not good.
Yeah, like the story basically opens. She knocks a baseball through the window,
And bashes his head in. It's
he's like bleeding on the ground, and she comes in and is like, "Oh, I thought I hurt someone important," and it's like, bitch.
there was like an opinion I used to have where it's just kind of like I didn't mind the slapstick in Your Lie in April because I kind of viewed it as like they did it as a way to be like, oh, Kosei is like they're like he's kind of like showing that like it keeps like knocking him out of like a state where he's like trying to remember something, and then now I watch it again and I'm just like it's annoying, but it doesn't bother me as much. It's kind of like a scales thing. It doesn't bother me enough to where it lessens my enjoyment of it.
Yeah, that's fair. Like, because it might okay, that scene's real obnoxious. Oh, and then read it in the manga only. See, the anime is better for a multitude of reasons.
Yeah,
because one scene they cut out is apparently the fallout from the window breaking thing is Kosei gets slapped by the vice principal or something, and that pisses me off because it's now you have an adult authority figure.
It's the only time something like that happens too. It's great.
Yeah, the joke is that Tsubaki did the wrong thing, but Kosei's getting blamed for it because she didn't get touched.
But he still got freaking slapped and she let it happen.
So not only do you have Tsubaki being a gigantic cunt from the get-go, but Kosei gets punished for it. What the fuck?
Well, the anime is better for a bunch of different reasons. I still have them both at the same score on Mal, but the only reason why the anime is better is because it takes advantage of the fact that it's an anime and actually shows the performances. So instead of you sitting there when they're like, "Wow, it changed," you can actually physically see and hear it change instead of just being told that it changed.
Right, you're hearing the music. One thing, yeah, and they do cut out a couple. I think there's another weird part like that one I just mentioned that they remove, but I forget what it was. But one area I think they could have done better in is because color is brought up a lot.
And it's black and white manga, so you're just kind of sitting
right. So it's black and white, but then in the anime, it's not like the colors are bad, but they're just cookie cutter, almost generic, and what's perfect for this. They don't do anything with color, even though the source material is begging for an anime action to do something with color.
They do stuff with color. When it talks with Emmy talking about the colors that she's playing.
They show stuff during the performances, but I especially the one I always think of is the manga technically could have done this too, because they usually manga. Maybe they did do it, but I read the volume release, so I wouldn't know. But because usually your first chapter gets a 2-page color spread. I always thought it would be neat is if they instead of using the color spread for the title page, they used it for the scene where Kosei first sees Kaori, that 2-page spread. I always thought, because the whole thing was his world's done in color, then he meets Kaori. That would have been perfect, and then or in the anime have it more desaturated before that moment.
Wasn't it desaturated before it happened?
There was bloom or something. There was some kind of effect, but it wasn't once he saw Kaori. It was the whole scene on that day, even before that. So I don't think anything specifically changed when he saw Kaori.
When I was editing for the video, it was it got significantly brighter when the moment he heard her and then he looked up and the scene got all bright and the colors got more saturated.
I guess maybe what I was looking, maybe that moment, but I was looking for also like more contrast between the before and after, I suppose, is what I thought, or maybe I don't know, maybe they did do something. That's been I didn't rewatch it. I reread it, so
This is an
maybe I'm wrong.
epic.
But yeah, even if it is a better adaptation, like I still like I don't hate it anymore. I do think there are some personal issues I have with it, but they're just that, like, personal issues. They're not like issues with the story, because that's what those videos were. They're me like being like, I didn't like the thing and I'm trying to make it out like it's the series' fault for being something I don't like, which is, classic Conrad Collins, and my influences at the time.
It's epic. I love it. I love it, man. It's great because this brought me back to those days when like she got like Your Lie in April first came out, and like all the fucking contrarians were out there going, Your Lie in April is actually garbage. You guys are all wrong for thinking that it's good. You see, and then that anime snob came along. He was like, you pretentious overthinking crybait, and then Digi came along too, haha, crybait. But that's all they said, and I was like, oh, okay. They didn't have anything to substantialize their claims.
Digi didn't watch more than an episode, so which is part of my origin story as a YouTuber, because he did the episode like, please analyze shows I don't like, where he mentioned Your Lie in April among a couple other shows that he got asked a lot, but he dropped them, so he wasn't interested in them. And I rewatched Your Lie in April, and yeah, that happened.
This is an epic. That was very epic of you.
I mean, I did like I liked up to the performance with Kaori. That was good. After that, I just kind of lost interest, I think, because I was just kind of from there on out.
I mean, this is basically just like, it's made to like appeal to me, I guess, because it's like everything that I would usually have in my favorites, except for the fact that Tsubaki exists and ruins everything. Jesus Christ. She's terrible. Why does she exist? Her entire arc could be cut out. Nothing would change except for the motivation behind why Kaori lied. It's the only thing that would change.
But you gotta have a love triangle, just not a romance, if there aren't 3 people involved. Or at least.
There already was a love triangle, and it was with Wataru.
Oh yeah, that's right. Who is barely in it at all in the first place.
I mean, there's like a reason for that, though.
I know,
like,
yeah.
He doesn't need any development of the entire cast. It's just everybody else does, because they're all a bunch of depressed assholes. You notice him and Now are the only 2 non-depressed assholes in the entire show.
Yeah, it's fair. Because music is sad and it hurts you, but that's why it's good, because abuse is another form of love.
That's not it, but okay, you're fine to think that. Every time you say that, I cringe, because I'm like, what the hell? Where did you get this from? It's not saying at all. Like, when you first said that to me, I was like, what?
I mean, see, now it's a meme. Like, kind of where it came from was me, like, feeling that the series was still, like, spreading an idea I didn't agree with, like, thematically. Now I see that as it was my misreading of the material. Like, I was going to use that, I think, to talk about the idea that, I don't know, or something about themes, I guess. Because, just because I personally disagree with an idea doesn't mean the story is wrong for having that idea, I think, is what I was going to go with. But yeah, it's not a correct thing. Like, I think my emotional disconnect from the series, like, I think I mentioned it in the second video, where it's just like, Kosei is a better person than me, because I don't think I could. Okay, I have 2 family members who I have not personally been abused, but they have been abusers, and I could give less of a shit about them. So I guess, like, trying to put myself in Kosei's shoes, I would never forgive Saki. So, like the part I lost interest in the series was, like, around the time of that, like, concert where he forgave her, and I'm not, like, contriving reasons as to why that somehow makes the series bad for me now, or bad in period now. It's just like, I don't know. That's where I got bored.
Yeah, so Your Lie in April is a story basically about that. It's kind of like, it's that idea that even it's like those musicians are like stars, right? And everyone and you can only shine brightest when the sky is the darkest, right? So it's kind of like he's not like forgiving her so much as because it's kind of because I remember you brought up that thing about like, oh, Seto said that him not being able to hear the music is a gift, and you're
Mhm.
like, well, that's the result of the abuse, so that's saying abuse is another form of love. I'm like, well, no, it didn't happen until after the mom died, and even then, it's kind of like she's saying it because what she's saying because like after all that, what came out of it, you can still use it. So like even though it all sucked, you have to take you have to take all of the bad and make something good out of it. So when he's like forgiving that moment when he's like forgiving his mom, it's kind of like it's kind of like that moment where he's like he's not letting it hold him back anymore.
Yeah.
He's finally just deciding to let it go. I'll take the good things that you gave me and forgive you for all the bad so that I don't keep blaming myself. So that's what it is. Because again, a star can only shine brightest in the night.
Yeah, well, because another thing you talked about was like the reasons why the character performed. Because before he was performing for his mother, and like, oh, you mentioned like the rivals, like they were trying performing to beat Kosei, so that was their drive, and it's more they have to play for themselves or seize their day kind of thing, play because they want to, I suppose.
There's like a thing that happens a lot with the characters, like you notice with Kosei, when he finally gets the power that he needs, he says goodbye to his mom. When Takashi finally comes back into form, he says goodbye to the hero that inspired him.
Oh, so it's like a moving on kind of thing.
It's
I
moving
see.
on. You have to move
Yeah,
on from the thing that holds you back.
gotcha.
And then finally, when he did the final performance, he was saying goodbye to Kaori, and she said goodbye to him.
Yes. Oh, yes.
And then the
Absolutely.
plot should have said goodbye to Tsubaki, but she was still there.
See, like another argument I've heard is that like, oh, the slapstick humor is supposed to be non-diegetic because the style
No, it's
changes.
completely diegetic, my
Yeah,
friend.
well, because like it literally bleeds into the actually diegetic, and
Like,
then
I
like
can at least accept Kaori, because if it was just Kaori, I'd be like, okay, yeah, fine, whatever.
yeah, like, but Tsubaki, it's like, fuck you, and well, because she especially does it like outside of the goofy comedy or like. Because she did it during the confession, which is definitely not
Yeah,
supposed to be a goofy comedy slapstick thing, and
that was, that was
that one lasted like now like the next day was like he was walking around with a limp, and it's like damn Jesus.
dang. Like, at least, like, Kaori, like, apologized. She's like, I'm sorry, I was just an outburst, I know it hurt you, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Tsubaki,
Tsubaki is just completely unapologetic. The story is completely unapologetic. Like, because I was comparing it to Naruto in my head when I was rereading it, or because like Sakura makes fun of orphans, in like chapter 3, and it's like,
really?
yeah, but it's like, immediately Sasuke, the one she admires, calls her out on being a stupid idiot. And like,
It's
I,
fucking
I guess the
epic,
whole
man.
thing was that throughout the Wave Country arc is them sort of growing together as like comrades. I don't know how successful that was for Sakura, but at least I can kind of see where he was going with it. Whereas Tsubaki, it's like she'd make fun of orphans, but then like not get punished for it at all.
This is great, man. This is fucking great. I love it.
So yeah, it's still one of my least favorite characters. I don't like Tsubaki at all.
She's just bad. I just don't get why I get why she's there. I just don't think she was handled well at
The
all.
themes, because like at first she was like, oh, Kosei's time is stopped, but then through Kaori he starts moving again, but then Tsubaki's like, oh no, my time is stopped, because she like, because it makes sense, like Kosei was being hurt by music and she doesn't like she doesn't play music, so she doesn't like it because it's hurting Kosei
Yeah, but
and it's
then she
also
was hurting
keeping.
him too. So it's like,
Yeah,
why don't you hate yourself?
right, so it's like she has trouble accepting the music because but that's like the thing, the musicians play even though it hurts anyway because they have to, they need to play because they're
For that
musicians,
one moment.
that because the pain is worth it,
Yeah.
for the good, having the good performance. So and of course Tsubaki just doesn't get that because she's a bitch. I mean, no, she's
She's
not
a
a
dumb
musician.
bitch.
She's a
She's
dumb
a dumb
bitch.
bitch.
Yeah. Right. Because I like the beginning part of the manga where you have Kaori pushing Kosei to do something, to not be a bitch, so he can actually move forward, and yeah, it's good.
I like how it's really blatant with the fact that she likes him and the fact that she's gonna freaking die. Like it's really blatant from early on.
Yeah,
Like
well,
she
because like
starts.
she keeps making excuses to hang out with him over Watari, and she gets mad at him for not showing up at the hospital, and a bit later on, um,
And I'm like, well, I mean, how did none of us see this coming, man?
because we want her to live in our hopes. Oh yeah, because I had an issue with that in the first video, but then I'm like, wait, no, that was because it's like, oh, she should have killed herself or something like that, and I'm like, no, no, past me and stuff. Like it was, it doesn't matter. Like the point was that she tried to
Wait,
move
did you say
forward.
she had to kill herself?
No, I guess thematically, I felt like it
What
made
the
more
fuck?
sense if like she made the choice to move forward, so therefore she should have been rewarded for following through with the theme, but instead she died, I guess. So, I thought that was wrong, because this was my first video. Okay, I had Digibro in my head. He did the same shit with Sword Art Online season
This
2, I
is
think.
Sword Art Online season 2. To be fair,
Yeah,
the Gun Gale Online half and the freaking Caliber act of Sword Art Online 2 sucks, so it doesn't really matter.
yeah. Well, I don't know. It's just like I don't necessarily like it when a critique is done. Like, oh, I would have liked it more if it was like this, because you're I'm a dumb bitch and Digi's a dumb bitch, and that's all I have to say.
Oh man,
Because
this is so sad. I can't believe that you were influenced by Conrad Collins. What kind of loser does that?
see, I know what you're doing.
Oh my god. See, okay, see, like I I've been on Mal, and there's a lot of those pretentious Mal fuckers who just don't like your lie in April, and their reasoning is always just it makes you it's just cry porn. It wants to make you cry.
See,
Do you
yeah.
watch Neon Genesis Evangelion, which is literally the same shit.
Yeah, because I recently heard that same shit about Plays Further in the Universe, which I love because it
Yeah,
makes
people
me
are saying that
cry.
about it. Yeah, people are saying that about it now. It's like
Assholes.
in K-On! It's like because it's like there's who
Well,
is
K-On!
is
That one I don't understand because like it's more that it happens to make you cry. Like I don't like see
it's
with your
just
online
low hanging
April,
cute. Duh.
like with your online April and even like Place for the Universe, I like they were very clearly building to things that were intended to make you cry. K-On! I don't like. I don't think you watch like
It's
the first season
boring.
and you're
The
like,
characters are boring. They
like
didn't
oh
do
you.
anything.
Okay, I'm done. Fine.
No, that's all I hear all the time. I would hear it all the time. If you check the reviews on Mal reviews are always fun to read because it's like watching pure autism written in paragraph form. You will never find a more dense vat of autism than you will on my anime list.
Very sad. Yeah, I don't interact with them at all.
The AnyTube scene was actually pretty bad for your line April too, because like some of the only like people like Kevin Ya, uh, and Mother's Basement were like the only ones making positive videos about the series. But then
Yeah, I
you got
looked around before I made mine, and I didn't find anything like that alleviated my issues with the series. Obviously, not that they would have if I did hear what I needed to, because I wouldn't have been prepared. But yeah, then I came out with my 2 videos, and it's like, oh well, there it goes.
oh there it goes. Yeah. Added to the pile. I have to make my video because there's like no other video. Jesus Christ, it's not like, the AnyTube scene for it is pretty bad because like there are people like Reckless Peggy and Sooty Tooty who are just like shitting on it, going like, it's not as good as Hibika Euphonium. The music in
Oh.
Hibika Euphonium is better, even though one's about soloists, and the other one's about concert band. Duh. Can you tell I have a problem?
And it's is garbage. That's all of our problem.
God, I want to kill myself. I mean, I do like this. It's not see the issues is like there's not a lot to say about this series because it's really short. Despite it's pretty short considering everything, and it's basically the same as like both of you and I have already experienced it before, and we already have our
Yeah.
thoughts on it. If only some other people could be on here, that would like add some like diversity.
Yeah, because
thoughts you have?
I just realized this was my fourth time going through the story. Because I watched the anime the first time and I was like, I really like this. And then I rewatched it for my first video. And I was like, oh no. And then I reread the manga for the first time for my other video, and I was like, oh no. And then I reread the manga for here, and I'm like, eh. So yeah. So 4 times, yay.
Silly boy, I watched it all. I experienced it all 3 times, and I enjoyed it all 3 times. You're
Nice.
weak. You're
Well,
weak.
maybe in the future I'll try to rewatch it and see if I can't get over my own emotions and inability to connect with the main character,
You
even though
gotta
he's
get. You gotta welcome the black cat, Arima.
the beginning of the journey. Yes.
Let that black cat scratch your fucking hand, you little bitch.
Because things you love will hurt you.
Hurt you like your mother
Memes.
beating you with a cane.
God damn it!
I remember when I actually watched this show when it first came out, like, and then I was like discussing it with my friend, and he was like, hey, he just fucking sang he just fucking did the what is it? Shit. Her palms are sweaty, knees weak, arms are heavy. There's vomit all over her sweater already. Mom spaghetti. I was
What?
fucking dead.
Oh god.
Jesus. I mean, in the end, still fucked me up. The manga still fucked me up. It's just if Tsubaki just stopped existing, I would enjoy it a lot more.
That is fair. Yes.
Because he has like 3 other love interests that are like way better.
But one of them's a little girl. What? You can't say that.
Now listen here, man. Listen here. They're drawings. They don't have rights or ages. They're not real.
Okay, what? It's fine if she's not real. Got it.
They're all in middle school. It's fine. It's okay. They're all in the same grade. They're all in the same like level of education. It's fine, my friend. It's okay.
Sure, it's fine because they're children. Okay.
Yeah, man. It's perfectly okay, man. Like, I don't see what your problem is, man. It's just cool. Like, if you see a lolly and I.
Oh god.
I'm gonna get your entire channel demonetized now.
Oh great! Now you reminded me because the Sasuke video is down, and I think the copyright strike. What I sent in the counter, and that got denied. So yay!
Oh yay! One of your best videos got taken down.
Yep,
Just
another one. Like it's only okay. I was about to say it's only the best videos, but the hockey one got taken down too, and that one can get fucked.
oh, very sad. This is so sad. I can't believe your content's getting taken down. And I uploaded a fucking video with almost the entirety of the Your Line April openings, and it didn't get taken down yet. What the fuck?
Tragic.
It is actually interesting. Oh yeah, I just want to say this because this is interesting. 'Cause as I was making the Your Line April videos, I went and timed out how long I spend on each opening. I spend
Yes, you're
16 fucking minutes. I spent 16 minutes on the first opening. And 6 on and like 8 on the second one.
yeah. Well, you were also talking about how like you spent like 1,000 words on just the first 4 seconds.
Yes. Jeffrey Thu, do your fucking job. Jesus Christ. What the hell? I have you seen his video? His video for like the fucking opening? It's so
Not
bad.
in a while. It's funny because I remember we talked about it in the past and we liked it. I think as we were like, oh, it's one of his better ones, and that's probably still true actually.
Well, that's unfortunate because it's shit. Because he misses the point entirely. He misses the point for a lot of things. It's kind of like what he did was he was trying to like frame it over like it's Sayonara Zetsubo Sensei. He predicted her death. Like he calls it deceptively happy in the beginning. I'm like, you fucking, you fucking like. When I first heard it, because like everyone was calling it like, it's a happy song. I was like, this is like the most like bittersweet shit I've ever heard, man. These people, it's like, it's like, it's like one of those songs where it's like you're singing even if you're happy, if you even if you're sad, kind of thing. Like one of those shit. And I was like, what are you talking about? The song doesn't make me feel happy thoughts at all.
It is a good OP though.
It's extremely good. It's like in my
yes.
top 10.
Yes. I mean, with how much you had to say about it, I'm surprised it's not just like outright one of your favorites. Like, what OPs do you like more?
Love Live.
Oh, you know what? Never mind. That makes sense. Well, God, it's gonna when you do that video, it's gonna be fucking 10,000 words long per opening. No, probably not that much, but still.
You never know, honestly, because like
with you and Love Live, yeah, you can go.
I can go forever and ever. Oh. Okay. It was just I don't understand how like he didn't I don't understand how people copy his formula one for one and then just leave it. Be like, that's fine. Look at that. It's just I didn't even do lyrical analysis. I just did visual. I was like, look, there's symbolism right there. They turned into notes. It's not on accident.
Right.
How do you not notice this, Jeffrey Thu? You're the one who invented this format, you dumbass.
Oh, there's so much symbolism to unpack in the Eva opening. There's no way I could do it, even though there's a wiki with literally all the symbolism.
And the symbolism is actually less than there is in the Your Lie in April opening, which is even funnier. Because like I went and looked, yeah, it's way less than there is in the Your Lie in April.
That's always funny. Yeah, like I guess it's for a future video because like the most interested I've been in like a set of symbolism was in Aikatsu Stars. Because of how like I'm not even kidding because they frame the main character as like a rainbow, the main antagonist as the sun, and of course shining is it's common in music now I think about it. So but like how that all works together in regards to their arcs and characters like a little bit it's neat. Okay.
I have to see
but then I'm gonna go into
that. Aikatsu Stars has that one opening that's fire. It's like opening 5.
Yeah. OP1 is great too.
It just came into it was like one of these top 10 videos one time and I just heard it and it was like the coolest shit ever and I had to go listen to it.
Yeah, no, and I love the first one because it makes me cry. And then there's one song, one concert that I legitimately like. Oh, like see with Aikatsu, it's much more like quantity over quality. But there's one in particular that like it's also like a big character moment for the main character. I love it so fucking much. I don't know. Now we're even more distance from Your Lie in April, but like
because we passed over it.
Yeah, we've both kind of already been there, done. Like you haven't done that. That's the one thing. Well, you just did. Like you just put out your video, right? So we have another.
Man.
You have another potential one maybe
next year because I have to release the Your Lie in April videos on April, or else there's no point.
True.
What am I, some kind of loser who uploads videos about shows in April and like May?
I mean, we're recording this in April,
that was the joke.
Oh wait,
I just explained the joke.
Well, it's not going to come out until May though. So
exactly. That was the joke.
Did you say no? Fuck, I wasn't listening. I'm tired.
What a fucking! Sorry. I'm tired too. You dwarf motherfucker. You gnome. Tyrion's cool. Never mind. I don't watch Game of Thrones. Do you watch Game of Thrones?
I watched like the first 6 seasons and then the 7th.
The first 6. Oh yeah, the first 6. Yeah.
I don't care anymore. I'll read the books if they end, but they won't. So whatever. So yeah. I'm not sure. I don't think I have much else to say. Tsubaki is shit.
Tsubaki sucks.
I like some parts of the beginning, and then I just kind of lose interest and
watch the anime instead.
Yes, watch the anime instead. I can say that even as someone who, doesn't care for it. But because even when I first read for some reason when like the early manga art bothered me when I first read it. Now I'm more okay with it, though. Maybe there's a couple weird moments looking and stuff, but the anime just looks better all around too.
Visually the art style is kind of rough in the first part of the manga.
Yeah, I think we're both done, right? So, thank you. It's a short one, Jesus Christ. But yeah, thank you for listening.
I want to die.
And that was the last Dorf-scussion. Very sad, I guess.
I want to die like Cowdy.
Gonna die like this podcast. Gonna die like me. Man, there's a lot of death in my lore. Let's get into the lore. All right, now we're done.
It'll get worse. All right, see you guys. We're gonna die. Goodbye. 小さな型を並べて歩いた